Hi everyone, we're back this week. This is Osiris, he's going to help me this week. We are going to make an insulated tote after we made a regular tote last week. And we are actually joined this week by 7 little fluffy butts that will soon, Osiris's nose, that'll soon join the rest of our laying flock in providing wonderful farm fresh eggs. Okay, let's get started. So last week we made a tote out of a feed bag. This week we are going to make an insulated one, and there's a couple ways to make an insulated tote. There's also a couple ways that I've made them in the past that I will tell you did not work. Number one, when you're making an insulated tote, even though it looks cute, don't line it with fabric. Chances are when you putting something there that's frozen or cold, perishable, it could even be warm, it's going to leak, and if there's fabric in there, you're not going to get it cleaned out all the way. So the easiest way I have found to make an insulated tote is they have this wonderful insulating material. You can get this at like Lowe's, Menards, Home Depot, any kind of big box hardware store. The other thing you can use is the pre-fixed meals that get delivered to your home. I think one is called Blue Apron. They have little pouches like this, and for those, they usually will slide right into a tote that you've made out of a 50-pound feed sack. They don't fit in a smaller feed sack. So with this, I've already done the pre-cut to just simplify things, but this comes in a huge roll, and you would lay your tote out on the roll and get the width that you need. And then what you would do is figure out your depth. When I make these, I like them Velcroed at the top, which we will do in a little bit. But, so I only make it go to here. The first stage of this is you are going to stitch up both sides. This bottom is the fold. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see. That's the fold. So we're going to stitch up both sides. Again, you're going to use a denim needle and the same thread that you would use when you make a tote. Okay, I've stitched up the side here, and it's kind of hard to tell. Don't worry, it's not going to make pretty stitches when you do this. Most sewing machines are not meant to go through this type of material. But what you're going to do is your edge of your presser foot is going to line up with the edge of this. That way you're still keeping the width that you wanted as best you can. The next step, you're going to take duct tape. I chose to use plain silver duct tape. You can use whatever you want. You want a bright colored one or one with paw prints or whatever you like. But what you want to do is cover your stitch line on both sides. It's going to help seal up your insulation, and also it'll just kind of finish the edges off a little bit for you. So your insulated center of your tote is now done, and you can set that aside. Next, you're going to need a hook and loop fastener, a sew-on variety. Normally it would be referred to as Velcro, but Velcro is a brand, so it's technically a hook and loop fastener. You want it the length of the top. If you fold your top flat of your tote, right, you want it the length of the top. You're going to apply whichever side. You can start with the soft side, or you can start with the hook side, whichever side, it doesn't matter. You're going to put it right up to the center fold of the edge of your tote. And you're going to stitch all the way on one side. You're going to get to the bottom. You're going to go down the end. And you're going to come back up the other side. And then you're going to finish off this end as well. So you want all 4 sides stitched down. It's going to be really important because when you're putting something in this insulated tote, you're going to be opening and closing it a lot, and you want this fastener to hold. Another thing to note, this is where we had attached the handle last week. you're going to put your fastener right over top of that. You don't need to stop it and then start a new piece here. Once you have the first side completely affixed to your tote, then you're going to go ahead, line it up here at the edge. Line it up so it's equal distances from the top of the tote. That way when you go to close this, it won't be all ski-hod and look crazy.